Hi, this is Brent Van Hook with a brief explanation of the types of registration forms for which I'd like some help creating. Now, I would like the ability to be able to go into them and make a few minor changes along the way, so this might be considered a template. I'm not exactly sure what words are used to best technically explain what I'm trying to do, so hopefully this video will help. Okay, so I envision at least two registration forms. The first is for ministers who are going to be part of the program. We have a program of 6 weeks of participation, kind of a cohort, and so I'd like for them to register for this program. And here's how, just a basic, this doesn't look professional, but it's just a basic understanding of what I'm hoping to include in the registration forms for the ministers. Okay, so here's our logo and something like Dear Young Minister Program Registration. That's the name of the program, Dear Young Minister. Okay, so then a place for their name, and I want to come back to that, their first and last name, because this will be used in an automatic generated email later. Okay, so I want their first and last name, cell phone number, their email address, their ministry role, whether it's youth pastor or senior pastor, whatever it might be, the name and location of the church or ministry in which they serve, city and state as far as the location, and if they're married, the name of their spouse. Okay, then I have three points for them to sign up. The first is to form a prayer team. Okay, the prayer team consists of 3 to 12 members, and I'm envisioning this being in the registration form, the black part being in the registration form. Your prayer team consists of 3 to 12 members. Consider asking your church or elder board to serve as your prayer team. Get their permission first, then give names and contact information below. They'll need to agree to weekly communications for the 6 weeks of the program, daily prayer for you, and a simple project we'll assign during the program. Obviously, we won't sell their contact information or use it for any other purposes. Make sure to designate a prayer team leader below. Okay, then what I have for you who were helping me create this is, this in red is not is something I need to put together, a form. So I'm envisioning like at least 3 places for names, cell phone, and email. And the first one is designated as the prayer team leader. You can then get their name, cell phone, and email. Name, cell phone, and email, name, cell phone, and that's 3. Okay, right? And I said 3 to 12. So maybe do you then put another, add another, and then they can do that up to a total of 12. I'm wondering if that's the best way to do that. Okay, just a side note, again, this is in a colored text font, and so this is just for you. See the next document for automated email or text to the prayer team members and their registration. Okay, so these people are being nominated to be part of the prayer team for this minister. Okay, number 1, form a prayer team. Number 2, I'm asking them to learn with new friends. And I have 2 paragraphs for them here. Your individual resource work will take about 1 hour a week. This will include brief podcast readings and projects that will be assigned along the way, but the strength of the program involves learning with new friends. Your group learning includes the following. Please commit to all the following learning opportunities. And what I'd like for them to do is to make a check mark by each of these so that they are agreeing to do it. There's an opening dinner. Spouses are invited. And then here's where I'd like the ability to, write in information about that. You know what? Right here, there could actually be 2 different possibilities. And then they'll need to check which one they're going to attend. I'm going to have 2 different opening dinners. Then just make a check mark here for several Zoom meetings. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to be 4 or 5. Anyway, I need them to check. It's going to be on Thursdays at 10 a.m. I don't have the exact dates yet. And then I'd like to be able to add a Zoom link. And then I'd like to be add to your calendar link where they can click that. And then it will go to their own personal calendar and automatically be listed there. We could probably do the same here. Okay, so that's what I envision for part 2 of this. Is that they basically have to check the places that they're going to do that. Now there's a bonus event, a retirement account teaching Zoom meeting, and then but they don't have to check that they're going to do that. I'm just going to have that available for them. Okay, so we've done number 1, form a prayer team. They've given their names. Number 2, learn with new friends, and then they've agreed to those calendar dates. And number 3 is serve God at full strength. After this program, you'll be given the wisdom of experienced ministers. I just gave a few words here. I'll need to fill that out later, but if you can get that started for me, again, where I can go in and edit this a little bit. And then finalize your registration. Here's information about that, and then I'd like a place for them to be able to make a payment. Now, just so you know, Shepherd's Fold can receive funds through PayPal, Stripe, and of course personal check. Okay, so that is document number 1. All right, that's where the minister signs up. Then now we're going to communication with the prayer team. They've nominated people to be part of the prayer team. I want the prayer team members to know what they're signing up for and to agree to it. So this is what I'm suggesting. Some form of this. When a minister gives the potential prayer team members contact information to us, I'd like the ability to I'd like the potential prayer team member to receive an automated generated communication, whether it's email or text. And I envision the minister's name included in the subject line. So if Brad Smith nominated me to be part of his prayer team, then I envision getting a text and an email that says Brad Smith prayer team registration or something like that, so that they know it comes from, it's related to that. Okay, and then there to be a link to a registration form. This time now the registration form is for the prayer team member. And though here's what I envision it saying, Brad Smith or whoever is participating in the Dear Young Minister program through Shepherd's Fold Ministries. This program takes the wisdom of 2,500 experienced ministers who participated in the most extensive study ever conducted regarding long-term well-being. The program is a 6-week program taking place in the fall of 2023 with a cohort of a couple dozen participants. You have an important part to play in the program for your minister. If you are willing, please agree to the following 3 commitments. Obviously, we won't sell your contact information or use it for any other purpose. So they need to be able to check these 3 areas. Number 1, reading the weekly communications made available each of the 6 weeks of the program. Number 2, pray daily for this minister. Number 3, participate in a simple project to be assigned to prayer partners during the program. They are not considered registered unless they check all 3. Okay, so if they try to fill this out and they don't do it, then there needs to be an automated generated thing that said, oh, you did not click all 3 agreements. Then I need to know who it is who's done this. So their name, and I would have already had their contact information, right? Because they're receiving it in an automated generated way. So what is their preferred method of contact for these weekly communications? Maybe that needs to be said. Email or text. Okay. So that's what I have in mind. Contact me with any further questions, and thank you for taking a look at this project.